What's up, guys? Trill here, better known as Budget Bill, and today we are going to talk about why you should never, ever pay for collections. I tend to get this same question over and over from various of people when they start their journey of repairing their credit. And it's a great question, and a lot of people still give horrible advice on what you should do with collections on your credit report. So today we are going to explain why you should never pay for collections. But before we get started, if you like this type of content, be sure to like this video. This information to you is totally free, and you could pay me by simply hitting the like button. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified of each new video I upload. And if you want an opportunity to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600, all you have to do is download the Webull investing app using the link down below. Then deposit $100 into your account. Those 2 free stocks will be worth a minimum of $8 each and up to $1,600. If you do decide to join, let me know in the comment section on which free stocks you actually received. Now, why you should never pay for collections? Well, the simple answer is you shouldn't. You just shouldn't. But that's not enough context. So let's start off by understanding what a charge-off is and what a collection is. Because believe it or not, there is a difference between the two. A charge-off is a declaration by a creditor that an amount of debt is unlikely to be collected. Or, in other words, when a company has decided to give up on you paying them the money you owe them. So, they charge it off as a loss at the end of the year on their tax return. A collection or debt collection is the process of pursuing payments of debts owed by individuals or businesses. Organizations that specialize in this are known as collection agencies or debt collectors. These are companies that often buy old debts from creditors for small amounts of money. The creditor will declare the debt as a charge-off and sell it to a collection agency for very little money. Typically, they sell it to the highest bidder. So let's say you owed a bill for $1,000 to a lender or creditor. Then you forgot to pay the bill or had a few issues in life that prevented you from paying the money back. Once that company decides to cut ties and move on, they might sell the loan to a collection agency. When they do this, they might sell it for around $100 or so. So now the lender has washed their hands clean of it and claimed it on their taxes as a loss of $1,000. Now the collection agency owns the loan, and their objective is to contact you repeatedly with a little bit of harassment in an attempt to collect the entire $1,000 or at least half of the original loan that they purchased. And you guys know exactly how these collection agencies can get. They will literally do whatever they can to get you to send them money for that old debt that you don't even remember that you owned. And sometimes those techniques they use can actually be illegal. But they don't care. They just want to recoup as much money from you as they can. Now, if the collection agency can collect the full $1,000 from you, that old loan, then they have just made $900 in profit. You know, because they originally paid $100 for the loan. But sometimes they may end up negotiating with you for half the cost if you are willing to pay the money today. In that case, you might pay them half, which is $500. Then they would only make $400 in profit. Either way, from their perspective, they turned a $100 investment into a 900% ROI or return on investment. This is literally how collection agencies make their money. Again, do not pay collection agencies. And that was just an example using some basic numbers. They really don't even pay that much for those charge-offs. They actually pay pennies on the dollar to acquire those bad debts. But that part doesn't matter. What matters is that once your loan is written off or charged off as a non-payment by the original lender or creditor, that money is no longer owed to anyone. Now, once the collection agency starts calling you or emailing you about this collection that you owe, be sure to never ever let them know who you are to the collection agency. They're going to call you and tell you this phone conversation is being recorded, and what they are trying to do is get you to admit that you are the person that they are trying to reach. But there is something that's called the statute of limitations. What that means is that the amount of time that you may still be obligated to pay off your debt. Once that time expires, you are no longer required and companies can't harass you anymore. Please look this up for your state that you live in to know what the statute of limitations is in your home state. I live in Texas, and it looks like the statute of limitations on debt in Texas just changed in 2019. So now any debt that is older than 4 years, collectors will no longer be able to harass you over owed debts. So be sure to know your law in your state. In Florida, it's 5 years, and in North Carolina, it's only 3 years. So it varies from state to state. Now, if your statute of limitations is halfway through, once you make any type of payment towards this debt, the statute of limitations starts all over again. So your 5 years will start the count over back to 0. So whenever you talk to a collection agency, do not acknowledge anything over the phone or by mail. Keep quiet. Just ask questions to get more information. Ask them to send you documentation in the mail. But once you acknowledge or say it's yours or tell them that you could pay a certain amount of that loan, then the years for the statute of limitations starts all over again. So you want to avoid that unless your objective is to pay the loan off in full. These collection agencies will attempt to do anything to get your acknowledgement of who you are and to get you to send them any amount of money. That's what their business model is. They perform daily phone calls, emails, call your work, call your family members, etc. They do everything by the book, and sometimes they do things that are not in the book, which can sometimes be illegal. So don't fall into the trap and get caught up when you receive that next phone call from a collection agency. Know your rights. But let's say you do want to stand by your debt you acquired previously and you want to be the best person ever and pay off what you borrowed years ago. The question is, what are the benefits of paying off your collection? Well, if you do end up paying off a collection on your credit report, you will then have a satisfied or paid collection. Will your credit score go up? Nope. Will the collection agency drop off your credit report? Nope. Nothing else happens. Well, there is one thing that does happen. If your credit report showed that the collection was from 3 years ago and you pay it off today, that older collection date will disappear and a recent date on the collection will probably drop your score even more. Now, your credit report looks like you have a recent collection added to your credit report, and you ultimately ended up paying a company that you never had a contract with or any other dealings with. Some people tend to get frustrated of the consistent phone calls and emails and letters in the mail, so they end up going ahead and paying off the charge-offs to the collection agencies. But my suggestion is that if you do get tired and frustrated about the consistent harassment from collection agencies, I suggest you research how to remove collections or charge-offs from your credit. Either you can do the research yourself or pay a reputable company to do the work for you. Use that money that you wanted to pay the collection agency for and ask someone to remove several things from your credit report. Now, real quick, if you are interested in knowing how to remove collections and charge-offs from your credit, let me know down in the comments section your interest, and I can work on a video explaining just that. I personally prefer to do it myself, but for some people, they rather hire someone else to do the work for them. And even if you do make the payment to the collection agency, it's still going to be on your credit report. Nothing will change, so that collection will still affect your credit score until you get it removed from your credit report. Don't make the mistake. Start today and work towards improving your credit score and avoiding paying money that you don't have to. Keep that money in your pocket while increasing your credit score. Also, if you are interested in knowing how you can grow your credit score from 0 to 800, I made a video about it, and I will provide a card up here and a link down in the description so you can check that video out. Other than that, if you find value in these type of videos, please do me a favor. Be sure to hit the like button, as it definitely helps out the channel and it tells YouTube to share this video with others. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of it. It's totally free. Other than that, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.